So I chose Lauren McKenzie. Her Instagram is Lauren Pierce Designs. And I chose her because I was introduced to her work at a flea market. And now like I went and saw one of her shows in New York, and one of her pieces was just acquired by Swiss Beats. So just thinking about like that journey of someone who was literally at a flea market selling and now is like in a major collection. So I wanted to share about her. So this is Lauren McKenzie. She is I think she's 32, and a lot of her work she's generating from portraiture and really uplifting African-American people through seeing them. And so even when she was at the flea market, she was creating these little cutouts of individuals that you could put on your refrigerator. Um, and so her first solo show focused on talking about the people who impacted her son. So her son, it has autism and is nonverbal. And as a result of that, the way that they really communicated when he was younger was through art. And so if he wanted to see a movie, he would draw out the movie characters and all the movie snacks to tell his mom that that's what he wanted to do. And so the two pieces, the one on the right, the markings on the board is Keegan, the son who has autism, and he was the first one to get the board. So this was a collaboration between her and both of her sons. And he talked about all the things he loves, like Disney and Tarzan. So you see up in the top, like the Tarzan. And then after he had the board, her other son started to draw and paint figures too. So the dog that's in the corner, that's her other son. And they were both around the age of 10 when they did this, and the dragon that's in the bottom. And then she went in and painted the portraits of different individuals. And this is the one on the right is Dylan, who is her other son who does not have autism. And so the one on the left is her older sister, but just seeing how it comes together and all looks as with the layering and the different individuals. After that, her next series was really focused on more of Cubism and highlighting Black faces that really represented anyone. And so this is on the side of a building that's in Cleveland, which is where I'm located. And what she did was to create these really larger than life murals around the town. And so this is on the side of the building, but they were in the rapid stations, they were on the back of buildings, so in these very public spaces. And a lot of people reacted to seeing these images as really seeing themselves in their neighborhood. So all of the work that she did in this style was primarily in Black neighborhoods. She did do another mural inside that was more so focused on women, and it was in a women's co-working space. So being really intentional about the work that she's doing and where she's showing that work. During the pandemic, she really struggled. Like both of her sons are at home, and she's a single mom. And so during the pandemic, she started a series of work that focused on individuals in her life that she felt had grown and were very resilient. And so you began seeing her work really transform to still include the patterns and the really bright colors, but you see the faces really changing from the work that she was creating before to show that growth and sometimes pain. And these are three pieces. She is in the middle, that's a self-portrait. Her current boyfriend is on the left, and then her younger sister is on the right. And then most recently, she did the show in New York, which was her first New York show. And this is the piece that was acquired by Swiss Beats. And it's really interesting to me seeing the growth in the transformation, because as you see, like the depiction of the face, while still using the bright colors that you saw in the collaboration with her sons, really show strength and power, but also perseverance and rawness. And a lot of the images, when she's not really focused on a group of people, just represent represent like what she sees of Black people. And so they are people that she comes up with in her head and puts them on the canvas. Um, so yeah, and I think that's the last one. I know so much more about this person because I've been following her work for so long. So I'm happy to answer questions or take a deeper dive. But these are the pieces I wanted to share with you today.